चेक करना पड़ता है। एक मिनट तू सांग कर दे ठीक है। Hello students, so ठीक है, how are you? With the check. Okay, so hello guys, how are you? I hope you are doing well and great in your life. So I'm really sorry for the delay, around 15 to 20 minutes delay. It's because some technical issues with the YouTube live. So without wasting further time, आज क्या करेंगे? We'll discuss like there are 20 techniques to write best answers, है ना? बेस्ट आंसर्स कैसे लिखना है उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करेंगे, ठीक है। सी दिस प्रेजेंटेशन आई ओ दिस प्रेजेंटेशन और दिस प्रेजेंटेशन मेड बाय बेसिकली आवर फाउंडर मिस्टर सजल सिंह सर, ठीक है। सो द स्लाइड्स एंड द एफर्ट्स आर ऑफ सर ओनली एंड I'm just putting these things in front of you, right? So I'm just a person who is presenting these things. चलो, so for all the students who are sitting here, because I am now in Pune branch, so as I promised कि Pune branch में एक सेमिनार करना है, तो Pune branch के जो भी स्टूडेंट मेरे सामने बैठे हैं वो भी और जो अभी लाइव में सुन रहे हैं वो भी, तो I use both the languages, ठीक है। चालेल ना? I will not use Marathi mainly because there are students pan India, so I use Hindi plus English, ठीक है। So how to write perfect answers in UPSC CSE, okay, 23. Chalo, before that I will talk about what are the things that shall be taken into consideration, ठीक है। I will not use board because दिखेगा नहीं ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट को, right? I will only use slides, ठीक है। So देखो क्या होता है ना, हमारे पास we just now only around 7 minutes. We only have around 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Message. Circuit. सॉरी गाइस, चलो। सो बेसिकली क्या होता है, आंसर राइटिंग क्यों करनी है? सबसे पहली बात जो यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको अगर कुछ स्टूडेंट्स कैसे स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। उनके लिए देखो, अगर हम आंसर्स नहीं लिखेंगे फ्रॉम लाइक इन दिसंबर जनवरी टिल 15th of February, इफ यू विल नॉट राइट आंसर्स देन ट्रस्ट मी, हम प्री लिख के भी कुछ फायदा नहीं है। there will be no point for write like if you write prelims in next year, ठीक है। सो ये एकदम क्लियर होना चाहिए कि आंसर राइटिंग डेली बेसिस पे करनी ही करनी है, ठीक है। चलो, सो फॉर 10 मार्कर्स आपको कैलकुलेशन पता है, यू आर ओनली हैविंग 7 मिनट्स इन योर हैंड एंड फॉर 15 मार्कर्स यू आर हैविंग अराउंड 10 मिनट्स इन योर हैंड। तो 10 into 10 100 मिनट्स, 7 into 10 70 मिनट्स, 170 मिनट्स 10 मिनट्स के लिए आपके पास रहते हैं। तो अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आपको नहीं आता है या डिफिकल्ट है, तो बात करूंगा कि कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, देन यू विल गेट दैट, यू कैन यूज दैट बफर, ओके। चलो, सो बेसिकली इस प्रेजेंटेशन को आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं कुछ बात बताना चाहूंगा कि कोई भी आंसर कैसे लिखना होता है, ठीक है। अब हाउ टू राइट आंसर, उसके बारे में मैं ऑलरेडी सेशन दे चुका हूँ, उसके बारे में फिर से यहाँ पे बताऊंगा नहीं। जो भी स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे हैं, those students who have not seen my presentation on how to write answers, ठीक है, and उनके लिए there shall be a proper structure presentation, ठीक है। आपको ये समझना होगा कि यूपीएससी नंबर्स किस बेसिस पे देती है। तो टिल द टाइम यूपीएससी हैज नॉट, ओके अब ठीक है, तो टिल द टाइम यूपीएससी ने कभी ऐसे अनवेल नहीं कराया कि नंबर वो किस बेसिस पे देते हैं, राइट। फिर भी जो ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम टेस्ट एंड ट्रायल करके जो हमने चीजें बताई है और जो स्टूडेंट्स ने एक्वायर करी है उसके बेसिस पे देयर आर सम टेक्निक्स की जिसके बेसिस पे नंबर आते हैं, ठीक है। सो नंबर्स किस बेसिस पे आते हैं, लाइक इंट्रोडक्शन, आपका इंट्रोडक्शन कैसे होना चाहिए, ठीक है, दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर, ठीक है। सो बेसिकली स्ट्रक्चर which include presentation as well, ठीक है, quality of content, structure, quality of content and question interpretation. Okay guys, you can write down structure, quality of content and question interpretation, ठीक है। So these are the three main points on which your question shall depend upon. Okay, so I think ये बहुत सारे आपको भी ये बात पता होगी कि क्वेश्चन में क्या-क्या आंसर में लिखना चाहिए, ठीक है। स्ट्रक्चर होता है, क्वालिटी ऑफ कंटेंट होता है एंड क्वेश्चन इंटरप्रिटेशन कैसा है उसके बेसिस पे नंबर होते हैं, ठीक है। तो स्ट्रक्चर में क्या क्या चीज आती है, इंट्रोडक्शन, बॉडी, कंक्लूजन, ओके फाइन। सो बेसिकली स्ट्रक्चर एंड उसमें इंप्लिसिट होता है प्रेजेंटेशन, ठीक है। उसके बाद में स्ट्रक्चर को एक अराउंड अगर मान लो 10 नंबर का क्वेश्चन है तो मैक्सिमम नंबर मिलते हैं 5, राइट। 5 इज द हाईएस्ट नंबर, अगर आपको 5 नंबर मिल रहे हैं इसका मतलब द बेस्ट आंसर है आपका, ठीक है। तो मतलब आइडियल आंसर को मैं 5 नंबर दूंगा, ठीक है, आइडियल आंसर। सो बेसिकली आइडियल आंसर्स को मैं 5 नंबर दूंगा एंड 4.5 टू 5 नंबर्स मिलते हैं, तो उस 4.5 में से एक नंबर इंट्रोडक्शन को स्ट्रक्चर को होता है, ठीक है। स्ट्रक्चर कैरीज 1 नंबर, क्वालिटी ऑफ कंटेंट एंड क्वेश्चन इंटरप्रिटेशन को इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करा जाता है। तो जो बचे हुए 4 नंबर है, ठीक है, अगर 1 माइनस होगा तो बचे हुए 4 नंबर है, उसमें क्वालिटी ऑफ कंटेंट को 2 एंड क्वेश्चन इंटरप्रिटेशन को 2 इस हिसाब से नंबर दिए जाते हैं, ठीक है। तो बेसिकली क्वेश्चन इंटरप्रिटेशन में इम्प्लिसिट डिमांड एंड एक्सप्लिसिट डिमांड ये दोनों फैक्टर्स भी होते हैं, ठीक है। एंड क्वालिटी ऑफ कंटेंट में आपके कंटेंट में नो मैटर कि कितने वर्ड्स का है, सी 150 words for 10 markers and 250 words for 15 markers is the highest limit. You don't need to like cross that obviously. If you cross, you will get a penalty. ठीक है, तो पेनल्टी नंबर्स भी होते हैं, माइनस करे जाते हैं। बहुत सारी मार्कशीट में आपने देखा होगा कि 5 नंबर माइनस करे हैं बच्चों के, ठीक है। सो वो है, बट स्टिल आई विल से गाइस कि नो नीड टू राइट 150 words for 10 markers or even 250 words for 15 markers. You can simply write your answer in 120 words for 10 markers and 200 words for 15 markers. The only condition is all the dimensions of the question shall be fulfilled, all the demands of question shall be fulfilled, and there are few keywords, okay, there are few keywords which shall be there. जैसे अभी मान लो डेमोक्रेसी की बात हो रही है तो मैकफर्सन आना बड़ा जरूरी है, ठीक है। आप मैकफर्सन के बारे में मेंशन करोगे तो थोड़ा बेटर रहेगा, ठीक है। और अगर कुछ भी जैसे इंपॉर्टेंट गवर्नेंस की बात हो रही है तो इथिक्स में, मतलब हर चीज में अगर जिस चीज की बात हो रही है उसके कीवर्ड्स आना बड़ा जरूरी है। मैं एग्जांपल लेके बात करूंगा, ठीक है। तो ये हो गया मोटा मोटा आंसर राइटिंग कैसे करते हैं, आंसर राइटिंग क्यों करनी चाहिए, एंड अगर आंसर राइटिंग करते हो तो हमारे एकेडमिक्स जो हमने 10th 12th एंड ग्रेजुएशन में करा उससे डिफरेंस कैसा है। तो बेसिकली एक प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए, उसमें क्वालिटी ऑफ कंटेंट बॉडी में होना चाहिए, इंट्रोडक्शन कंक्लूजन कैसे लिखना है मैं बताऊंगा, एंड क्वेश्चन इंटरप्रिटेशन करते आना चाहिए, उसके बेसिस पे आपको नंबर मिलते हैं, ठीक है। ओके, सो मैं अपना एक एग्जांपल यहाँ पे बताना चाहूंगा कि मैंने अपने इनिशियल मेंस में मतलब आंसर राइटिंग तो करी नहीं, बट नॉलेज काफी गेन करा। मुझे लगता था कि नॉलेज तो है तो मैं जाके लिख लूंगा, है ना। जो सबका मिसकंसेप्शन है वो भी मेरा था, वो मेरा भी था। तो ऐसे कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं था कि मुझे लगता था कि चलो यार सब पढ़ के तो हो चुका है तो और थोड़ा सा रिवाइज कर लेते हैं, आंसर राइटिंग बाद में कर लेंगे, राइट। बट दैट वाज द फ्लॉ इन माय प्रिपरेशन। अगर आप आंसर राइटिंग नहीं करोगे तो ट्रस्ट मी आप नहीं आगे बढ़ पाएंगे, ठीक है। सो आपको नंबर नहीं मिलेंगे, सिर्फ आप मेंस लिख करेंगे, ठीक है। सो जैसे मतलब फिर जब मुझे नंबर्स आए, 2-3 मेंस में मुझे नंबर्स काफी कम थे, देन मुझे पता चला कि आफ्टर 2 मेंस कि आंसर राइटिंग कितनी जरूरी है। और नो मैटर आप आईआईएम से क्वालिफाइड हो, आईआईएम से आप पास आउट हो या किसी नॉर्मल इंस्टीट्यूट से आप पास आउट हो, आपको वही है ना, वही आपको लाइक रिगरस प्रोसेस से गुजरना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, चलो। सो फर्स्ट there are 19-20 techniques like how to write best answers, right? So first है try to write the answers in point format rather than in paragraph format. देखिए ये बहुत जरूरी है। This is applicable to general studies, might not be applicable to optional, right? जैसे मेरा political science optional है तो हम तो पैराग्राफ में लिखते हैं और डिपेंड ऑन आप लिख सकते हो, लेकिन जनरल स्टडीज में नेवर एवर राइट योर आंसर इन पैराग्राफ फॉर्मेट। ठीक है, देखो जो पूछा है उतना ही बताना है, ठीक है, उससे बाकी ज्यादा कुछ नो नॉनसेंस थिंग्स, ना इंट्रोडक्शन में, ना बॉडी में, ना कंक्लूजन में। ठीक है, इंट्रोडक्शन आपका रहेगा अराउंड 30-35 वर्ड्स का, ठीक है, कंक्लूजन आपका रहेगा 15 to 20 वर्ड्स का, राइट? ओके, ये आपके हो गए अराउंड 50 वर्ड। जो बचे हुए वर्ड्स है, ठीक है, वो आपके आएंगे बॉडी अराउंड 80-100 वर्ड्स, जो अगर अराउंड 70-80 वर्ड्स के आपका 10 मार्कर्स के लिए, ज्यादा 15 मार्कर्स के लिए। ठीक है, तो एकदम ये आप यू हैव टू नोट दिस पॉइंट कि 30-35 वर्ड्स, 25 to 35 words you may count for introduction, 15 to 20 words for conclusion, and the remaining words shall be for body of the question, in which you have to interpret the demand of the question and you have to meet accordingly. Okay, so when you are writing the answers, it shall be in point format, means what? You have to write an intro which shall be in paragraph format. Okay, then you have to pick up the keyword of the question and you have to make it as a headline, right? Why? Because it seems कि आपको क्वेश्चन समझ में आया है और आप क्वेश्चन के डिमांड के हिसाब से लिख रहे हैं, right? So try to match the heading of the body with the question's keyword. Got my point? Okay. And then you have to make it like you have to give subheading. Okay. Then in subheading you have to write. Then you have to colon and you have to write one sentence. That is sufficient. Then second subheading, one the detail about the particular subheading. Okay. Then suppose वो political angle था. Then second is economical angle. The pestle approach we can use. Okay. So you have to open the dimensions in body and then come to the conclusion. Conclusion can be replaced with way forward. ठीक है? कौन से questions में I will discuss it further. ठीक है? Never ever use, don't try to use grammar and send full sentences with full stop. ठीक है? GS में आपको आंसर लिखने हैं without full stop, points लिखने हैं। मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि ग्रामर आपको दिखाने की जरूरत ही नहीं है। Accumulation of keywords shall be the point. Right? Okay. Second देखते हैं understanding the core and non-core part of the question. See, it is very important to know the core part and non-core part of the question. जैसे तो I'll take the question and accordingly we will discuss how the core and non-core part of the question is important, right? Okay. So though the human rights commissions have contributed immensely to the protection of human rights in India, yet they have failed to assert themselves against the mighty and powerful, right? Analyzing their structure and practical limitations suggest remedial measures, right? तो basically क्या है, अब यहाँ पे बच्चे क्या करते हैं कि NHLC के बारे में लिखेंगे। I'll tell you कि what's the difference, ठीक है? Normal student versus topper, ठीक है? So normal student क्या करेंगे? अच्छा क्वेश्चन NHRC के बारे में है, चलो just start writing about NHRC, then what are the features of NHRC, ठीक है, then they will write the limitations of NHRC and they will give the way forward, ठीक है। So this is very common answer, actually इसमें आपको नंबर मिलेंगे, बात वो नहीं है, but core part क्या है, non core part क्या है, आपने इसको समझा ही नहीं। What you have just picked up the keyword and you wrote accordingly, and that is not recommended. Okay, that is not recommended. So basically you have to focus what is the crux of the question, right? So the first rule, the first thumb rule, read the question 3 times. Okay, that is the first and foremost thing. No matter आपका इंग्लिश कितना अच्छा हो, no matter आपका absorbing power कितना अच्छा हो, grasping power कितना अच्छा हो, but you have to write the question. You have to what do you say? You have to read the question at least 3 times. ठीक है? Then after reading the question at least 3 times, you will get to know कि you can introduce this question by writing the factual data about the NHRC and its failure. ठीक है? Right? You can give there are a lot of approaches to write the introduction. जैसे definitional approach, okay, factual approach, ठीक है, a brief about the crux of the question, ठीक है, current approach, ठीक है, contextual approach, right? So you can use current plus example, you can use facts plus example, you can use definition plus example, you can use code, right? You can use current affair as I have mentioned. So there are a lot of approaches. मतलब हम ऐसे करते थे कि और जब हम मेंटरशिप में हमारे स्टूडेंट से मैं ऐसा करवाता हूँ, भाया मेंटर्स आए, आई आस्क माय मेंटर टू कि बच्चों से करवा लो कि इतनी आप इतना एक्सपर्टीज बन जाओ आंसर राइटिंग में कि सेम क्वेश्चन के 10 डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ मॉडल इंट्रोडक्शन आपको लिखते आने चाहिए. मींस यू शैल बी एबल टू राइट 10 डिफरेंट इंट्रोडक्शंस ऑफ सेम क्वेश्चन, right? Or in other way, there are 20 questions in your paper, 10 questions of 10 marker, 10 questions of 15 marker, right? So in first 10 questions you shall use different approaches. Your approach shall not be similar. Like it is better if the approach shall not be similar, right? First is definitional, factual, then example oriented, brief, the contextual approach plus example. Likewise, ठीक है. So if you do that now, there will be a diversity in your paper, right? जैसे कि last year अभी जो paper mains का हुआ, so in that the ethics paper was really lengthy. I will not say tough, I'll say lengthy. The paper was lengthy, okay, and the part of case study, the case study part, the questions of case study was really monotonous. ठीक है, all the case studies were monotonous. Set out things they asked. So while you are handling that monotonous kind of questions, then it will be very difficult कि आप पेपर टाइम में कंप्लीट करो. दूसरा, it will be very difficult for the evaluator कि वो आपको कुछ आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स नंबर दे. वो आपको सेम उतने एवरेज नंबर हिंदी give about to you like he will go, right? So basically for that thing, to avoid such things, to have the diversity and to grab more numbers, एक नंबर भी अगर ज्यादा आपको मिलता है पर क्वेश्चन में, that will do wonder. ठीक है, कितने क्वेश्चंस होते हैं 20 80 नंबर्स ऑप्शन के अलग, ठीक है, that will make the difference, right? So basically use the diversity while writing the introduction, ठीक है. Then यहाँ पे core part क्या है? NHRC failed to assert themselves against the mighty and powerful, right? And second core part, what are the limitations? Third core part, what are the remedial measures? You will say, sir, then what's the what's the non-core part, right? So non-core part is about NHRC, because before stating about the failure of NHRC or it failed to assert themselves as against the mighty and powerful, you have to write what is NHRC and what are the provisions or what are the features of NHRC, what are the powers of NHRC, right? And then you can write कि चलो these are the things, and then they fail to assert that, ठीक है, against the mighty and powerful, and the limitation they did. So the difference here, the core part of the question you shall give more time to that. You shall use more words for that. You can use the diagram so that you can elaborate that in a well manner, right? Your energy shall be devoted to the core part, while you have to address the non-core part, you have to write about the non-core part, but you have to write it very brief manner, right? कभी कभी क्या होता है कि there is shortest word limit of around 150 words, but you have lot of content. ठीक है? Then in such questions, try to address only the core part. And about non-core part, you can simply draw a diagram. Your time will also not be wasted, and you can also you have conveyed the non-core part of the question as well. So that is justice for your question as well, and you have not wasted the time, and your answer looks prettier because you use the diagram, right? And always box the diagram, okay? And like label it well, okay? So third technique would be when, where and how to use diagrams, flowcharts, tables, etc. So as I mentioned, for non-core part of the question, if you don't have time or if the word limit is there or page limit also there. Okay, there are 2 pages for 10 marks, 3 pages for 15 marks. If in such a situation, if you have elaborated the core part and you don't have the time word limit to discuss about the non-core part, and which is not much helpful, it is not justiciable to discuss more about non-core part. In such a scenario, you can use the diagram. Okay. Additionally, for all geography questions, right, you have to draw the diagram. For all, try to draw the diagram for all geography questions. Geography, I can tell you one thing, geography questions are really very simple and there are high chances to grab more marks from geography. पेपर 1 में जो नंबर आते हैं ज्योग्राफी की वजह से ज्यादा आते हैं, ठीक है? ये मेरा खुद का एक्सपीरियंस है एंड आई थिंक मोस्ट लोगों का होगा, ठीक है? सो इन इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन ट्राई टू ड्रॉ मैप इन क्वेश्चंस related to neighborhood and geopolitics. So I'll tell you how. Suppose the question is about Israel-Palestine, ठीक है? Okay. Or the question is about Russia-Ukraine, or the question is about Afghanistan, Taliban, and like how this things will affect, or how this chaos will affect India. Then you have to draw that diagram, like in which you can show Asia, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Then you will show the presence of Taliban, okay, in different areas, and you can just simply label that and you can box it. Simple, okay? You can just prominently, you have to label India, you have to mark it properly, you can bold it rather, Afghanistan and Taliban, okay? Same in Russia-Ukraine case, same in Israel-Palestine case, okay? So you have to draw that basically, okay? Geopolitics, anything related to geopolitics or neighborhood, you have to draw the diagram. Even in case of monsoon, as for the geography is concerned, you have to draw the diagram. So El Nino, La Nino, and so Indian dipole moment. In all these questions, you have to draw the world map. So you should practice to draw diagrams. तो हम लोगों ने इतनी प्रैक्टिस करी थी कि A4 पेज में छोटे से बॉक्स में हम डायग्राम, वर्ल्ड का डायग्राम बना लेते थे, जो सबके लिए पॉसिबल है, ठीक है? तो थर्ड इज फैक्चुअल पार्ट शुड बी आंसर्ड बाय यूजिंग फ्लो चार्ट. सी in lot of questions there are some factual parts, most like in history or in economy. There are some factual parts which need to be addressed, right? Economic survey wala question, right? So in such questions you have to answer those questions in flowchart. If you use the flowchart, right, then it will save your time. It looks prettier, it looks beautiful, and presentation always matters. See, I'm not saying ki good answer, good legible writing matters, but I'm not saying beautiful answers, beautiful handwriting will make the difference. No, beautiful handwriting will not make much difference. Legibility is okay. If your writing is legible, that is okay. But if you present it properly, introduction shall be like, it shall be recognized, it shall be separately recognized in this introduction. the body shall be recognized, it is a body, and your diagram shall be proper, it's well labeled, well explained, self-explanatory. So that give you more rewards. Okay, you can fetch more marks. So factual part should be answered by using flowchart. Diagram. If I talk about diagram, so diagram can be of various type. Okay. So first is hub spoke diagram design. Okay, hub spoke. So this diagram we can use in ethics. This diagram we can use to show the features. This diagram we can use to draw the different pillars of democracy. This diagram you can use to draw the different different properties of any compound, right, in science basically. So basically to write some technology advantages about DRDO, ISRO, you can use this diagram. So this diagram can be used in anywhere. It depends on your imagination and presentation skills. Okay, especially ethics में तो जरूर use करो. ठीक है. So this is just cyber text, but you can use this kind of diagram. ठीक है. We'll take the question. It is argued that the strategy of inclusive growth is intended to meet the objective of inclusiveness and sustainability together. Comment on this one. See, or you can take the next question. What are the salient features of inclusive growth? Has India been experiencing such growth process? Analyze and suggest measures for inclusion. So ये दो questions. First, second question is about what are the salient features and has India been experiencing such growth process? Analyze and suggest measures. There are four different demands of the question. Okay. For in first question, if you see, if you read it again with me, then it is argued that the strategy of inclusive growth is intended to meet the objective of inclusiveness and sustainability together, right? But ये होता है क्या? हाँ भी मतलब होना चाहिए, that is ideal, but you have to put the real picture as ठीक है कि the strategy of inclusive growth has is really met the objective of both inclusiveness and sustainability simultaneously, right? And for that then you can use this diagram. How? Like for to elaborate the objectives of inclusiveness, you can write here inclusiveness, you can write the objectives. Okay. You can write the for to describe the objectives of sustainability. Okay. You can do the same thing, sustainability objectives. Okay. And then you can connect it with the strategy of inclusive growth, right? So you can make it more simple. Okay. So basically, in next question, what are the salient features of? Here I have explained how you can use the diagram. Okay. You can simply write the features of inclusive growth. You can write the features. Okay. That's it. This is circular diagram. In circular diagram, this can be this is the example. Like this can be the diagram. Like underdevelopment, like the vicious cycle of underdevelopment. Okay. This is of supply side. If you are underdeveloped, then there will be low productivity. Okay. If the productivity is low, then there will be a low income. Okay. If there will be low income, then there will be a low saving. If savings are low, investment will be low. If investments will be low, there will be deficiency of capital, right? And if deficiency of capital will be there will be again underdevelopment. So basically, this is the best presentation for supply side underdevelopment. Okay. This you can use, this circular diagram you can use in lot of questions. Like I'll take the question here. This question asked in 2017. Among several factors for India's potential growth, among several factors for India's potential growth, saving rate is the most effective one, right? So, do you agree? So you can write yes or no, no matter. Your question, your answer, your numbers are not dependent upon are you saying yes or no, but how you will defend your notion. So your all numbers are dependent on that. In interview as well, if you agree with government or if you disagree with government, it is better if you agree with government, right? Because you want to become part of government, so it is better to agree with government. And you can give the critical argument if you are not perfectly agree. Suppose example is demonetization. So then simply ask whether demonetization was a good step, which shall be taken that time. So you could say yes or no. You could say yes, but you have to defend that. Give high yes. And mostly from economic perspective, no. It was not the good step. It was the political step or political to fulfill the political agenda to win the UP government. That has been done. That has been claimed by a lot of good thinkers, right? The good expertise. So, no matter are you saying yes or no, that yes or no shall be defined by some logical arguments. Okay. Okay, but it is better to go with government most of the time. Okay. So, in such questions, what are the other? Just read the question again. So, do you agree? Then suppose yes. What are the other factors available for growth potential? See, so you can write such diagram here: growth potential, and then the factors which involved in growth potential, and how in this circular diagram help us to discuss the growth potential in independent manner, right? If you take the next question, without reviving investment, India cannot achieve the objective of twin-digit growth. Okay, I think all you guys know about twin-digit growth, right? In the context of our statement, examine the various impediments with respect to revival of investment in India. Okay. Also suggest innovative step to needed to revive the investments in India. See, so there are different demands of question. Like you have to examine the various impediments with respect to revival of investment in India. So revival of investment is really important, but there are some problems which there are some impediments which come in between the revival of investment. So what are the investment you have to examine? So what is mean by examine? There are 30 tailwords, 30. There are 30 tailwords which we have posted on our website. You can simply write Civilsdaily 30 tailwords means you will get that article. You can please go through that article very patiently, calmly, religiously. So examine means you don't need to enlist only. Enlist means बस बता दिया कि हाँ ये फैक्टर है, ये फैक्टर है, ये फैक्टर है, ठीक है. सो इन्वेस्टमेंट यहाँ पे रिवाइव क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्योंकि ये प्रॉब्लम्स है, मार्केट क्राइसिस है, या ऑयल प्राइसेस हाइक हो गए हैं, या फिर आपका लेबर लॉ अच्छा नहीं है, या फिर आपका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, आपका पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी नहीं है, हर 5 साल में गवर्नमेंट चेंज हो रहा है, डेमोक्रेसी है, या रैटिस गवर्नमेंट है, या फिर अपोजिशन स्ट्रांग नहीं है. देयर लॉट ऑफ रीजंस, सोशल रीजंस कुछ हो सकता है. Women is kind of dormant or second sex. ठीक है, that is again a problem. The law is mostly hands with what you say. The law is democratic, so that is hand with people as well. We are not like it's not the like there is a good governance, but law is not with entrepreneur. ठीक है, so labor law very strong, that is also a problem. So this can be the reasons, or there is no development. ठीक है, so this can be the reasons which you can write कि investment is not problem, rather FDI or FI, foreign direct or foreign indirect, right? So you can write that, you can use that circular diagram. ठीक, and then you have to write suggest innovative steps. So here they are writing here the question asks to suggest innovative step. If question asks to suggest innovative step, then innovation means you have to think and you have to use the special approach again. The political innovation, the political step, what can be done politically to revive the investment, what can be done economically to revive the investment. ठीक है, so socially you can write. ठीक है, vertical diagram. So I'll directly take the question. Complete and timely information is the basis of strong democracy. It's about RTI, okay? But its proper dissemination has become a challenge. So obviously it has been written in our constitution that yeah, there should be timely, complete and timely information is the basis of our democracy, okay? As the definition of democracy suggests. However, like, is it being implemented properly? Not exactly. It has not been implemented properly. Okay. So why it has not been implemented? So implementation is the problem. So dissemination has become a challenge in the current time. Absolutely true. Okay. So discuss that. So in such cases, you can use the vertical diagram. Okay. Means what? You can write the one paper or on, like you can write about top to bottom approach. Okay. Top to bottom approach or bottom to up approach, right? Vertical approach or vertical up approach or vertical down approach rather. Okay. So in this case, you have to write as per the cabinet is concerned. There are the, like, you can always write one line in conclusion, which is good. The problem is not on paper. On paper or on policies. Government policies are best, okay, right? Government policies are best, and the committees by which the policies came into the picture or policies has been unveiled by different governments, that are best. But we lack on the part of implementation. There is no proper implementation. There is no accountability. Okay? There is no openness. Okay? So you can write about transparency, accountability, openness. Okay, there is lack of these three things, and but the policy on the very three. Okay, so in such cases, you can show the top-down approach. There is a problem in downside. It is a challenge in current time. There is no proper implementation of the complete and timely information. Okay. Okay, so next, very simple. हम बचपन से इसको यूज करते आ रहे हैं, right? Table approach. So there is one thing which we need to focus upon: the parameters or the features which used here, or which the table, the column of parameters has been used. This shall be the common thing between the two differences, right? So you have to talk about the differences of both, which ask you a question. Suppose here planning commission दी गई है, so you have to talk about their differences on the same parameter, right? It's not that you are writing something different here on different parameter, you are writing something different there on different parameter. So parameter or the base or the platform shall be similar, and on that platform you have to give the counter arguments, right? Suppose planning commission, as per the control is concerned, absolute control policy flow. It was one way flow. In short, planning commission was dictatorship. Dictatorship. No control at all. Just limited to being think tank. It not creating policies. Yeah. It's nothing but just a think tank. So basically, if you are pointing out the differences, please make sure you are giving the features or parameters which shall be similar. Okay? See the question. This same question, and on the basis of this first question, these differences has been made. Okay? So, how are the principles followed by NITI Aayog different from those followed by the Planning Commission in India? Okay? So, the answer is here. Like, we have differentiate this is the body of the the answer basically, not the full answer. Okay. Then discuss the changes in the nature and character of later revolutionary movement. Means what? From 1920 to 40s in India compared to the early revolutionary. So this is a simple question again. You have to basically compare the early revolution and later revolution. Okay? The Gandhian period, pre-Gandhian period. Gandhi came around 1918 after 3 weeks of terror. He from NCM, non-cooperation movement, he started his quit India movement. Okay? So third, improving the child sex ratio is the government's answer to combating the skewed demographic profile. The skewed demographic profile. You can draw the diagram of skewed demographic. Okay. Critically analyze. Again the table. Critically analyze. You have to analyze, but critical point of view. In such a case is, if you are writing 4 pros or 3 pros, you write 5 cons. Cons shall be higher than the pro. Right? Positives shall be lower than the negatives. Then only, like obviously, then only the demand of question will be fulfilled. You are critically analyzing the things, right? And accordingly, you have to give way forward. So, next question. A question asks that there are several issues with the MSP, minimum support price. For how many plants there is MSP? How many products? 23. Okay. MSP for 23 products. And PDS is all about distribution. MSP is all about purchase. Okay. By the government. The question asks that there are several issues with MSP. Do you think the price deficiency payment system, this is a very famous question, PDPS, will address the problem which we face with MSP? So obviously, this is an old question actually. Obviously, a lot of things have been done as per the price deficiency payment system is concerned. So yeah, in such a scenario, you can write down the MSP and price deficiency payment system. Okay? Is sugarcane is under the MSP? No. Then?
The fair and retail price.
FRP. Fair and retail prices. Right? MAC-based. So here I have already discussed about the MAC-based things. Suppose we have taken the example of POK. Basically, this is the famous code which we are about to start. The Kodar code. Take it. Kodar code. And Afghanistan. The China-Pakistan economic corridor is viewed as a cardinal subset of China's larger OPOR initiative. Give a brief description of CPEC and enumerate the reason why India has distanced itself from this. Obviously, the question is pretty simple. However, you have to draw a map. Take it.
France, Central Asia, then Pakistan, Kashmir, all the way to
Exactly.
Western China, Central China.
Yes. The Silk Route.
Old Silk.
Old Silk Route, right? So basically, you have to draw that, right? And then you have to majorly focus on this China-Pakistan economic corridor. It has not been shown here, but CPEC, China-Pakistan economic corridor, because Silk Route or OPOR is this second demand, but the main or specific demand is CPEC. Okay? Because it is viewed as a cardinal subset of China's OPOR. So question is not only on OPOR, right? So that is one core part. But then describe CPEC and why India distance from it. Okay. What characteristic can be assigned to monsoon climate that succeeds in feeding more than 50% of the world population residing in monsoon Asia? Right. So benefits of monsoon, monsoon climate, and monsoon is the only thing because of which we feed, like India feed, monsoon feeds India basically. So IT that shift, and then like after easterly, then winds, plenty winds come and monsoon. So basically you have to draw a diagram. Okay. So Despite the issues faced by investor, India witnessed the fastest growth in FDI inflows among all the major economies. Among all the major economies amid pandemic. In light of this, examine the factor driving the FDI in India. We'll read the question again. Okay. Despite the issue faced by investors, India witnessed a faster growth in the FDI inflows among all the major economies amid pandemic. This is true, right? So, in light of this, examine the factor driving the FDI. See, investors is not the only parameter through which we can judge the flow of FDI. There are a lot of other parameters. The policies of the particular government, is the government stable, is the government pro-entrepreneur or not, are the policies of the governments are in line with the foreign investors or not.
Direction of the central bank.
Exactly, right? So it depends on that. So you have to examine these factors, right? And one of the factors is investment. Right? So governance in India has long. We have a lot of questions to do. Indian missile program has not only boosted India's security but also boosted Indian technology advancement. ठीक है. ये तो हो गया. 20 digit growth we have discussed. Fourth, answer should be made as objective as possible. See, this is very important. Like, there are a lot of questions which are political. Which are philosophical. Lot of questions which are philosophical, but please try to be as objective as you can. If you will be more objective in your questions, then you can fetch more numbers. Why? If you are writing anything in bit philosophical lines, if you deviate from the answer, if you are not writing precisely or articulately in your point in point format, then examiner cannot give numbers to you, cannot reward numbers to you, because he or she will think you are just extending one point. You are just philosophically extending the point. You are not give lot of dimensions to the questions. And as an aspirant of UPSC, we have to be master of none but jack of all, right? So to attach that principle, objective. Like, ठीक है, ये problem है, ठीक है, मनरेगा में ये problem है, so this is the problem, these are the solutions. खत्म. So there is no need to be much. There is no need to be write philosophical answers. Okay, you can write philosophical conclusion. Example. ICT has immense potential to transform governance and empower citizens, especially vulnerables. Right? You can write about all digital programs, Digital India, artificial intelligence. You can write about a lot of other things which are going on in market, like telemedicine, very good. Then Internet of Things, right? So you can write about that, and like Pragati app, which government has used. Online sessions, so online speedy redressal of through judiciary, the speedy redressal of cases through judiciary through online medium, right? So you can use ICT has immense potential to transform governance and empower. Pragati is also a good example in that, and empower citizens, especially vulnerable. DBT, direct benefit transfer. Then JAM Trinity, Jandan Aadhaar Mobile, JAM Trinity, to get the benefit in engineering, to people of engineering, to get the direct benefit transfer in their account. So all this MSP, PDS. So this is again a simple question, but you have to be you have to objectify the answers. Then, besides being a moral imperative of welfare state, PMC structure is necessary, precondition for sustainable development. If primary healthcare is not there, then how the SDG goal will be achieved? Poverty, hunger, health, 100% health for all. So how education, right? About society there are some provisions. So SDG will not be achieved without PLC. Okay. So besides being moral imperative of welfare state, like as per the preamble of India, as per the DPSP of India, we are we are a welfare state, right? But by only saying or by only thinking about on moral grounds, if we are welfare state, that will not be suffice. Financial independence to the women, ठीक है, security of women, ठीक है, health, education to women, pregnant women, children, that is very important, right? So health structure is very important. So in every taluka, in every 4 or 5 villages, clusters of village, we need a PLC, primary healthcare center. Okay? So that is the basic thing. We have seen a lot of deaths during COVID because of lack of PLC. Okay? There is very low in budget, but the budget allocation for health is very low. Rather, budget allocation for defense is very high. For subsidies, for pension, there is high budget allocation, and on health and education, not less than less than 5%. So this is not justified, right? Because health and education are basic pillar. Third, intra-party democracy is indispensable. Guys, these are very important words: indispensable, imperative, potential to transform. Okay. Each and every keyword of the question is very, very important, right? So intra-party democracy is indispensable for substantive democracy. Substantive in India. Okay? Intra-party democracy is indispensable for substantive. So you have to know what is the substantive democracy, what is the intra-party democracy, why it is indispensable. Okay? Subheading should be aligned with key demand of the question. How to break the question? See, I think I have discussed this in the first 5 minutes only. You have to read the question 3 times, then you have to pick up the keywords and you have to use that keyword as a heading or subheading of your answers. ठीक है? Generally heading, subheading तो उसके बाद में आएगा. ठीक? So for that you have to break the question in subpart and address each part. If you will break the question in subparts, suppose 50 mark question, so there are generally 3 subparts. In 10 mark question, there are generally 2 subparts. So you have to identify the subparts, break the subparts, and address each part by writing different headings. It is as simple as that. So, punitive responses to sexual violence. Punitive responses to sexual violence need serious rethinking given the multitude of perverse consequences and their negligible role in addressing the actual needs of rape survivor critically analyzed. See, you have to read the questions indirect and bit difficult to understand because they are not asked direct question. So and even they are asked to analyze critically. Just read the question again. Punitive responses to sexual violence. Yes, Maharashtra government has taken the initiative recently. Like there will be speedy reversal of cases and that death penalty will be there to who has done the rape and kill the victim, right? So punitive responses to sexual violence need serious rethinking. This has been done by various governments, including Maharashtra. And given the multitude of perverse consequences and their negligible role in addressing the actual need of rape survivor. But is that punitive responses are sufficient for rape survivors? No, right? Because चलो rape survivor अगर victim को तो कुछ नहीं मिला, right? जो भी culprit था, okay, you have done the justice and you have like asked to give the death penalty. The verdict is death penalty to the particular culprit, but the victim has not been. Is the victim been taken care of? Is anybody talking about victim? Everybody talking about the culprit and everything. The justice for what that 10 years back. Nirvaya. In Nirvaya case, that very famous case.
I think the ultimate yardstick in this is either you are punishing or hanging or killing. At the end of the day, we will measure by if the survivor is actually feeling safe to go back to the society or if the other women or other people who are subjected to sexual violence are feeling safe or not. Ultimate yardstick will be how much ever you punish, how many ever people you put in jail. At the end of the day, is the society safe for people or not? Is the ultimate measure.
Exactly. Very good. See, the law shall be made in such a manner that the law or the acts, CRPC acts, shall be act as a deterrent, right? If these people are doing it again and again, so rather they are not on that fear of law and order, they are not afraid of, or your CRPC acts or your law and order cannot make them more determined to not to do that. Okay. So first of all, you have to have stringent laws or stringent act against the culprits. Then one more thing, there should be speedy dismissal of this critical cases, heinous crimes, and already been done.
Special courts,
special redressal, and speedy redressal. There should be time limit of 90 days or something. Okay. So this shall be done. Another thing, there shall be some guidelines, like Vishaka guidelines, right? Workplace, related to workplace of women. Okay. There should be the street lights and CCTV, right? And the special weapon or source, the feature of source in every mobile, the GPS track, or the helpline 1078 or 1068 something. The helpline for women shall be active. Okay. So there shall be more police per, like number of police per citizens shall also be counted. That shall be also be increased, right? So these are some steps which are important. So the keyword here is immediate responses to sexual violence, okay, and perverse consequences, and their eligible role. Okay, we have explained this. Then duty guidelines. Yes, they are not addressing the actual needs. Okay, but duty guidelines means you have to also write about the government has taken some steps to feel safe. What you are saying, to feel safe the survivor or other females. Okay. Okay. India's relation with Israel have of late the word is very important. Of late acquired depth and diversity which cannot be rolled back. This is very famous question because as per the India-Israel relation is concerned, the relation in the beginning was not really well. Okay, the relation was so because we were self-dependent, we were dependent on Russia and everything for oil and for defense and everything. So we are not in need. So and the Muslim angle was also there, the Muslim community, etc. So India's relation with Israel was not good because out of Israel-Palestine, our focus may be on Palestine, right? But later on, we acquired depth and diversity, right? Then how people-to-people interaction, defense, agriculture, good relation with US, and Israel is nothing but with US. So if you are having good relation with US, and one more thing, as per our India-POK is concerned, India-Pak is concerned, Israel does always have a say, and they are given vote to our side, Okay. So Indian relation with Israel is really nice now. Okay. So we always say the relation which is not, the love affair which is not in public, that is the India-Israel relation. Okay. They have a very good affair which is not in public. So India's relation with Israel have off late. You have to explain that off late. The heading shall be the earlier Israel-India relation and now how they acquired depth and diversity, and which cannot be rolled back. So you can talk about the security concerns has been secured by, or security concern has been covered by Israel by providing the defense equipments. Okay. And other thing, agriculture help provided by Israel. On every international platform, they support us. Okay. Like Again, if on any matter as per India is presenting that may be called comprehensive UNSC, that might be of related to non-violence, related to peace. These are always with us. Okay, so these are the factors which cannot be rolled back. Okay, breaking down the question into micro parts. So this is the question. The recent lateral entry into civil services is an important, but only a small step in the direction of much needed reform in the higher level of civil services and tax. We agree that lateral entry into civil services is important. Okay, right? That has been done by government, right? They have given the lateral entry to directly at commissioner level. There is a lateral entry, but there must be some the candidate must have some experience from the private organization, 10 to 15 years or something. So there are some provisions of eligibility that is not the part here, but the lateral entry into civil service is important, but only a small step in the direction is much needed reform in the higher level of civil services. So, if I will break it down, the end break in such scenario, in such things, if I lateral entry in civil service is important. If you are talking about lateral entry, then you have to explain what is lateral entry and why it is important. So, first thing, why lateral entry is important. Once you convinced to the examiner, yes, lateral entry is important, then why it is only a small step? This keyword is really important. Small step. Important. Okay. Why it is important? Why it is a small step? Okay. Then away forward. Okay. So why lateral entry is important? You have explained that. Okay, why lateral entry is important. Then you have also explained why is it a small step. Okay. So in the direction of much needed reform in the higher level of civil services, because it is one of the parameters that you have taken to by having the lateral entry, there will be more efficiency in bureaucracy.
They will temporarily addressing the requirement for expertise in policy making. For 5 years, you will recruit them as joint secretary. They will contribute to policy making in environment. They will give any specific field, and they will go back.
They will go back. They will never go back, right? So basically, that is there. And however, our bureaucracy is not that much effective compared to the not very effective or not very equipped.
Not very equipped.
Not very equipped, right?
They are not allowed.
There is problem. Exactly.
Funds are not provided.
Because this bureaucracy is cream layer, but they are not very equipped, right? So the problem is they are not equipped. So if these management people or the private people will come and if they do, then there will be some changes. Okay, but that's not the only thing. Why it is a small step? Because besides that, the present bureaucracy or the present people which are recruiting from direct examination, that needs to be strengthened. Okay, right? So that you have to explain. Okay, what can be done? What can be done next? How to write the conclusion and introduction in subject. I told you this. Introduction shall be about 30 words, 25 to 35. Okay, and conclusion shall be of 15 to 20 words. Introduction shall be of different things. Conclusion shall be always pragmatic. What you say? Optimistic. Okay. Pragmatic, optimistic, pro-government, okay. You cannot criticize in conclusion. It shall be diplomatic. It can be philosophical, short, articulate, okay. Okay, understanding the UPSC language. This is again very important. Lot of people writing tests for Civilsdaily and any other institute XYZ, but they are not been aware they are not preparing for Civilsdaily services. They are not preparing for any other coaching services, but they are preparing for UPSC. So, if you want to get recruited by this exam, you have to know the language of UPSC, and we can judge the language through the footfall, and this footfall are nothing but the PYQs. Very good. So, previous year questions are very important footfall which should be focused on. And to what extent, in your view, the question will take, to what extent, in your view, is the parliament able to ensure accountability of the executive in India? Very important. This is a very simple question. You can just put, if you read the Lakshmikant, you can answer this. You have to explain the articles here. Okay? How the parliament is able to ensure the accountability of executive. You have to know the executives, right? Then who are the executives?
Council of Ministers.
Council of Ministers, President.
And the President.
President, Council of Ministers are the executives, right? So then how Parliament is able to ensure accountability of the executives in India? So different articles. Okay, you can write down their articles and you can tackle that question. Okay. Special approach. I think multiple times I use this. Okay. So in body of the question, you have to use lot of dimensions. These dimensions can be, the technique is special approach. Okay. Recently, Article 370 has been repealed by Parliament. What is Article 370?
Independence.
JNK. Special provision to JNK. Right. Critically discuss the
Special status. Yeah.
Recently, Article 370 has been repealed by Parliament. Critically discuss the implications of abrogating Article 370. 35A. What is 35A? Permanent resident status.
No,
The state
outsiders cannot occupy local property.
But this can be decided by whom? State legislature of state. So 35A, these are also been removed. So critically discuss the implication of abrogating Article 370 and 35A for the people in Jammu Kashmir. So you can discuss in the way that the article, if it has not been removed, that will be okay. If it is removed, then the environment will be hampered. I can buy land in JNK right now. Okay. Commercialization. Very good. Okay. So the scenery of the JNK will be decreased. Okay. The special status given to JNK due to some circumstances that has been taken into consideration while removing the 370. Okay. But in conclusion, you have to again come back that is good step. Right?
Employment, research and development.
Exactly. Always go for investment. Always have upper hand than the environment. Environment can be taken care by afforestation. Okay. Miyawaki technique. And due to increasing violence, it is very important to grab and abrogate 370. Always take a middle ground in your answers. I have discussed this. How to answer a question with limited content or knowledge. Basically, bouncers or googly questions, keyword से question. See, how to answer a question with limited content or knowledge. कभी भी क्या होता है कि out of 20, 12 जो मेरा experience है, out of my experience, out of 20, 12 questions are in such a manner you are very good in that, and you can immediately write the answers. In fact, you can cross the word limit. But in remaining 8 questions, you have to brainstorm. You must have read about the theme, but you are not exactly aware about the demands in proper manner. The provisions, the things, the points which are not available in your head, you have to brainstorm and you have to make your answer. In those 8 questions, you have to use this trick. Question with limited content or knowledge, basically a bouncer. तो you have to use the admin side, beneficiary side, and outcome related. So you have to read the question 3 times. You have to talk about the government side if the question is related to that. You have to talk about the beneficiary side. Any as per the economics concern, bank side, customer side. So admin side, beneficiary side. ठीक है? In international concern, international institute are the admin, the countries involved are the beneficiary, and outcome related. If you go by this, automatically your answer, you can tackle the answer in such a manner. In middle ground. Means you will not get 4.5 or 5, but you will get 3, and that is okay. Right? Write shorter points. I will discuss. Adding innovative phrases in your answers. These are the innovative phrases. ठीक है? Low equilibrium trap. In economy, you can use this. Barbell strategy. Please read about barbell strategy. Stigmatize capitalism. Very important. Unholy nexus between any two parties, political parties and this businessman or capitalist and government. Unholy nexus. Lobby. Right.
Barbell strategy is safety net. Safety nets.
Safety net. Right. Very good. So you can read more about the barbell strategy. Safety net is good. It's correct one. Premature deindustrialization, race to the bottom. आयाराम गयाराम, ठीक है?
हाँ, shifting of political pressure.
आयाराम गयाराम, ठीक है? Instability in politics, debt trap diplomacy, wolf warrior. So these are the roti beti ka rishta. So in society you can use this. So these are the phrases. Adding timeline in the introduction of your answer. Now this is very important. Suppose you are writing answer as per the Gandhi revised concept. So please add a timeline. Gandhi era. The struggle of Gandhi, 1920s, from 1917-18 to 1947, so 30 years. So if you are writing about Aurangzeb, it's important to mention the timeline. If you are writing about the administration of the Shivaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, then it is very important to write that timeline. In 1660, if you are writing about Bhakti movement, if you are writing about the Sufi movement, it is very important to write timelines. Okay? Add some headings before you start the point. I already discussed. You have to add something. Okay? Add case study, real life examples. This is as per the ethics is concerned. Please use the newspaper, and you can take points from newspaper, take case studies or examples from newspaper, and you can present that in your ethics answers or in your society answers. It is very why. It is important because if you are putting current affairs answers, then that are very relatable. That answers are very relatable. That case study, that examples are very relatable to examiner, because examiner must aware of that, because that was in news. So if he is aware that he is aware about that news, then it is very important to convince him, and within short word limit, right? If you are making your own examples, you have to write a lot of things and you have to create that. But you can directly take from static portion, you have to directly take from current affair. It is very easy to write. Underline keywords, or you can use Tiedeman's technique. You can write the alphabets in capital format. Okay, if you are not able to underline, or you can make a round. What I have done in my one of means, I did not have much time to underline. Okay, so what I have done now, first I write the answer. Basically, first I wrote the answer properly, and then I just round the keywords. That's also okay. There is no need to mark for that. Wherever possible, try to start your answer with report data index. I talk about in introduction. You can always use factual introduction. So in factual thing, you can give about report data index, committee, commission, survey, recommendation, solution part. As per the conclusion is concerned, or as per the way forward, as per the second ARC, you can write governance. Governance का कुछ भी क्वेश्चन हो, add second ARC. ठीक है? So ethics का कुछ भी क्वेश्चन हो, add fourth report of ARC. ठीक है? Commissions, like as per the poverty there will be a committee, मिलने वाला committee, ठीक है? As per the economic development committee, ठीक है? So as per the environment, that I forgot the name of the person, that Western Ghat के लिए वो committee थी, that is very important committee as per the environment committee is concerned, ठीक है? I forgot the name. Okay, economic survey recommendation is the solution. So that's all about how to write answers, or what are the 19 techniques to write answers like toppers. I'll bet you this is made by Sajal sir. Thanks to Sajal sir for this presentation and for all these techniques given to us, and I have represented through my ideas and my own insights. Okay, so one more thing, if you will implement only 50% of it, I'll guarantee you will, with same knowledge, you can gain 70 to 80 numbers. You can the extra added advantage will be from this lecture. You will get 70 to 80 more numbers in your mains by using only 50% of it. Okay, chalo. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for this awesome time and the patience which you are showing. Thank you. I'm signing off. Thank you.